What's a high value man? I like to start things by questioning them. So let's seek an answer together. I think high value man is a man responsible for himself and for others, who is highly intellectual and who acknowledges other people and stands by honor. I think his soul can't be corrupted. He understands, or at least tries to understand, that other people's view on life is different than his. He prioritizes his purpose above everything else, yet he values his family and loyalty. He has principles and beliefs. He understands that a man must change in order to grow. Now, how can you be responsible? You need to stand by your words. You need to get things done, whatever you say. Your word must be iron willed. You must be responsible and accountable for yourself. Now, we often do this thing. We just lie to ourselves that I'm going to get that action done or I'm going to accomplish that goal. But we never really do that. Let's say you set yourself a goal of fitness. Let's say you say, I'm going to do 200 push ups today or 300 push ups today. You better do it because your mind is listening to yourself. If you constantly lie to yourself, the next time you set a goal that is more of like the thing you always dreamed of, let's say you want to drive a McLaren, let's say you want to own Ferrari 812, next time you set a goal, your brain will already know that you're lying to yourself. It won't even work. So you must stand responsible and accountable in order to be highly valuable man. Next thing is how can you stand responsible for other people? Now you need to be able to provide and protect for them. And for that purpose, you'll need to learn the skill of making money and work on your physical body. So when push comes to shove, you can stand there for people who you love and value. Next is how can you be highly intellectual? You need to start learning about every single craft you try to participate in. You must be master at your craft. You should learn how your body works and you should learn how your mind works. And then you should learn how economy works. So you need to understand everything you do, how to have your body working at its best, how to have your mind working at its best, how to leverage the economy, which you currently aren't doing so. You should learn how to nurture valuable relations. You need to learn how your specific industry works. Moreover, you need to be knowledgeable in order to provide value to people who tend to listen to you consciously. And for that reason, I would like to give you an idea of a habit that I often embrace, and that is reading books. Now I'm showing you Cialdini's influence. It could be any book. I specifically tell you to read non-fiction books because those books make you actually intelligent. Fictional books give you just an idea of comfort. It's just good for having a habit. But I don't read fiction personally. I just read non-fictional books. And in near future, I will make a video on the best books that I've ever read and that I highly suggest. So subscribe for that reason, right? Now, moving on. How can you acknowledge the people and stand by your honor is third tenet of being a high value man. You need to start being grateful for all the people you have and everything you have. I read this in a paraphrase that it ceases to amaze me how we tend to talk very nicely to strangers and very harshly to the people we love. So high value man does this thing, and I want you to do it as well. Always be grateful for everyone you have around, knowing the fact that someday they won't be around you, and today might be the only day you have them. And not just the people, even the things that you own, even the opportunities you have, even the energy and feeling you have. Someday you won't have this anymore. So I want you to cherish it and be grateful for it till then. Next is how can your soul be incorruptible? My answer is have principles. When you have principles, you can't be corrupted. You no longer worship money as much. You still work for it, but nobody can give you money and ask you to do something that you didn't want to do at first place. Having principles is one of the most important things that you need in your life, because unless you have that, you'll just continue to react to your environment and make no decisions on yourself. And for that purpose, I can, suggest you guys a book called Principles by Ray Dalio. And next is you must prioritize your purpose above everything else, as if you know what's your purpose and you know that you have to get it done. And that is one of the most masculine things that a man can do in his life. And even females like a man who prioritizes his purpose above all the females. And you must have heard this somewhere that a man who prioritizes his woman over his purpose loses both of them. Moreover, you need something that excites you out of bed. And when you hit bed at night, you must be tired because you gave it all today. Everything you had today, you gave it all to your purpose. Overall, purpose makes the life beautiful and also makes a man powerful. Last but not the least, he understands that he must change in order to grow. A man can't stay the same and desire to reach another place. You must do something you have never done before to get somewhere you have never been before. That is why change is very necessary. I understand it can be haunting, but you need it at all cost. You must change your form for the craft in order to achieve something exceptional. Now, I don't have any request to be made about like or subscribe, but if you want more content like this, or if you want any extensive guide from me on how to be a better man, how to be more intellectual, you can check the description. I'll leave my newsletter, which I highly suggest, and then some free gifts or other packages I have for you guys to check out. You can go ahead and do it. And that is pretty much it. I thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate your time. See you next time.